Hi, guys. Wait, I just thought that was Eli Manning for a hot second. Third row, do you see? Yeah, you, behind the guy with the toque on. Am I crazy?
I see
Why
it,
is
yeah.
no one having fun right now?
I see it. I see it. I see it.
Yeah, am I right?
No, you're not crazy.
Right?
I think everybody else is crazy for not seeing it. I agree.
How long have you guys been sitting here?
Like 3 hours.
They're really talkative.
Yeah.
This is gonna go well.
No, I think they're just fired up because you're fired up.
Oh yeah, well, a lot of coffee.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming in. Really
Thanks
appreciate it.
for having us.
I'll start with Dave, actually. Dave, for Orangetheory, people that know it, that don't know it, give us a sense of what it is. I'm a big fan, but obviously you guys are growing in New York, and you just told me you're opening next door right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we fall into the studio fitness model. So you don't go in and work on your own. It's all class-based. It's 5-zone heart rate training. So during the workout, we monitor everybody's heart rate, and we're pushing you into the right zone to burn the most calories, burn the most fat. So you'll do treadmill work, rower work, free weights, TRX. The class changes every day. It's probably one of the most critical things is that you're not doing the same workout twice in a row.
Erin, why for you did you feel like it was a good fit to join on with them? There's so many other workout wonders. And even in New York, you go around every street, there's like a different place. So I'm wondering for you, why Orangetheory?
Yeah, I think the no-brainer for me is they have over 550 locations across the United States, and I am never at my home. So it's amazing when I'm covering a Cowboys game and I can go to a couple different locations in Dallas. I've been in Philly, I've been in Pittsburgh when we've done the Steelers. So that's great. And also too, for me on the road, I used to just go into town and try to see what bar class was there, what yoga class, and it's always a gamble. You don't really know, okay, is it worth me going and paying? And you didn't know what kind of a workout it would be. And with Orangetheory, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna feel like you're gonna die, and you're gonna feel like it was worth it. So it doesn't matter if I'm in DC, Philly, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, it's gonna be worth your time and worth your money.
Did you feel like for you, especially being in sports, is it important to be physically fit, especially if you're on the air? Like, how much does that matter?
For me, honestly, it has nothing to do with that. I live out of a suitcase in a hotel all NFL season, and it's a grind. You live in an airport. I work with all men. I'm basically the only female on my crew. And we go to big dinners. We love to chow. I mean, when you're working with Hall of Famers like Troy Aikman, he likes to eat like he's an athlete, and still is. But so we have big dinners on Fridays, big dinners on Saturdays. It's one of the cool things about working on our crew. And I need it to work off those meals, but also it helps me have a sense of balance. It helps me mentally. You're just not living a healthy life in a hotel or on a plane. So you go sweat for an hour, it's going to be a great workout, and you feel so much better.
Where did the passion for you, and Dave as well, where did the passion for fitness and being healthy, where did that start, and how has it progressed?
Dave?
Sure. I'm a kind of lifelong fitness enthusiast. I was training guys in college, and even working with the football team on their nutrition side, but back in college. So for me, it's been the kind of the continuum of my entire life, and to get into and be part of a product where it was so results driven. That's what resonated for me, is that the workout that we're providing, it's 100% about getting people results. There's really nothing else to it, and it's for all fitness levels. So that's what got me really excited about being part of it.
I just think it helps my mood. I mean, anytime I work out, I just feel better. Going there is another story. You're like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. Once you leave, you're just a happier person. You feel better about yourself and better about what you have to do throughout the day. So, yeah, I mean, I'm around guys 24/7 that obviously how they take care of themselves off the field is going to help them on the field. But it helps me mentally, I think, more than I think about physically. And it allows me to be my better self in work and, away from work.
How would you guys define being physically fit? Because it's different for everybody, Like, is there, for you, Dave, you just say, okay, this is a physically fit, like, that's it? Is there one way for you?
No, I think it's individual to everybody, and I think it's the world's understanding it's holistic. It's not just how fit you are in a certain workout, it's how your whole body, mind, wellness works together. And I think the class being able to break people out of their daily grind and stress is maybe as important as the actual workout itself.
I agree. It's so individual based because for me, it's not about, yeah, you want to look great in your clothes, you want to feel great. But for me, I always, I always say in my class, if I can get this one area right here under my neck to sweat, then I know I had a good one. Because I just feel that's like the one area that it's like, I didn't really sweat today. And then it's like dripping and you're like, oh yeah, that was a good one. And that happens really every visit with Orangetheory.
That's the Orangetheory from.
Yeah, and we'll maybe work that into marketing, but this is the one role right here where you're like, please God, sweat a little bit.
I think that's a ideal marketing for you. Erin talking about her
one role right here where you want to sweat. Yeah.
What about for you, Erin, just taking on a more broader scheme? Like for those who don't know, I know you're a Florida Gator.
Yep.
You've been in sports most of your life. What made you want to pursue journalism? And then was sports always a big part of it for you, or was it journalism at first?
No, it was always sports. I'm a daddy's girl. My mom and dad are from New England. My dad, firstborn, and my dad's big Red Sox, Celtics, Packers fan because he said the Patriots were so bad when he was growing up that only the Packers were on. So we were raised Packers fans. But just, growing up, would sit on the couch and learn all about Magic and Larry Bird. And I feel like everybody's so young in here, they don't know who that is.
No, they know.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Making sure. And so I just became a huge sports fan. And then we lived in Tampa, Florida, and I presented to my father that I wanted to go to a school where they won on Saturdays. And at that time, it wasn't Alabama. It was the University of Florida, although I know Alabama lost last night. But just always wanted to do it. And I would say the coolest part of my job right now is during games, I have a full-on text with my dad. He's my best friend. And, we just did the Packers-Giants this past weekend, and he's writing, if you get Aaron post-game, ask him this. If you get Clay post-game, ask him this. If you get Mike McCarthy. So it's just really cool to be able to, I'm a daddy's girl, he loves sports, and then bring him back in my life, with everything that I'm dealing with in my career.
You touched on it briefly, but what is the most exciting part for you on a day-to-day or weekly basis? What do you absolutely love most, Erin?
I have the best seat in the house. Yeah. I mean, Hail Mary this past weekend, I was right there. And I think the coolest part is when that is happening, I'm just like all of you. I turn around and go, oh my God. It's just so awesome. You see it all unfold. You see Rodgers come back after a crappy first quarter. He sits down. His offensive lineman, TJ Lang, comes over and he grabs him by the head and he says something to him. They knuckles it out. He walks away. Second half, the offense goes bananas. So you kind of see it unfold and you're right there and you have the best seat in the house.
You had just the one question with Rodgers after the game. You were limited, but the bigger thing here is, like, if you spend enough time around athletes, you start to realize that these are just people. Like, it's when you see them on TV, they seem so spectacular and they're just so incredible, and you forget that they're just people. So when you're when you've done all these interviews now, for you, like, how?
But I still geek out.
Yeah, of course.
I do.
And that's a big part of it as well. But how do you make it, like, how important is it for you to just be like, okay, I'm just talking to a person. I want to make the viewer comfortable. And this, at the end of the day, is just an interview with another person. Like, I can't necessarily put them on a pedestal all the time.
I think, and not to use the Green Bay Packers as an example again, but our crew has a great relationship with Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. But you do realize they are people. I mean, they go home to girlfriend, wife. They're dealing with kids. He's dealing with family stuff. They are people. And not only that, their life is the public eye. They have people writing that Mike McCarthy should be fired. What's wrong with Aaron? Has he lost it? And I think that's the biggest thing, is just sitting down with them and not. I always say, when they sit down, how's your day? How was your Christmas? What did you do? I mean, to get right into the X's and O's, they're people too. They've got stuff going on at home. So that's a really big thing. Just treat them like normal guys,
Yeah, I totally agree. Dave, is that something with Erin that you found, like, that you could have a good synergy together with Orangetheory, that she had that understanding that, athletes are going home to their wives and kids as well? Like, it's not just all about the sports. You could find that balance with Erin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think a lot of those guys, they're even in Orangetheory in the off season. So there's a real cool crossover there.
Yeah, I've seen athletes. Is that a part of, maybe you'll continue to grow that, where you'll have more pro athletes coming in and using you guys?
I think it's one of those things where we're trying to be very open to anybody coming in and
Right.
trying the workout. We don't want to, push people away that think it's not for them. But I think on the athlete side, they don't realize how good of a workout it can be for
Right.
them
Yeah.
until they come in and try it or they hear about it.
Yeah.
Those guys are so stuck in kind of their
Their own
regiments
training, yeah.
and their routines and
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm talking to them a lot about it in meetings because everybody follows everybody on Instagram and they're like, "Yeah, you really do that stuff," and it's like, "Heck yeah, we just did it, yesterday." Or
The TRX stuff is the killer for me.
it's bananas.
It is.
Yeah.
I hate the squat one that
I
you have
know,
to
it's
pull
brutal.
yourself up. My form is horrific.
Yeah. Well, that's a big deal though. Doing all these different workouts, being balanced, not just doing the same thing every day, making yourself uncomfortable,
Yep.
just like kind of like a pro athlete would, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah. I wonder for you, and this is twofold for both of you guys. What's the most frustrating, or what part of your respective industries would you like to see change or improve? You can start, Dave.
Yeah. I think obviously the wellness fitness industry that we're in, intrinsically it's really positive, right? I mean the goal is to get people healthier, more energy, feel better, and so did every brand do that in the past? No. I think the old school big box health club wasn't necessarily the goal. And so I think what's exciting for us about where the industry's been going for quite a while is it's becoming more specialized for what people want and need and more results based. And I think for Orangetheory, we want that to be the foundation of people's fitness programs, that they don't have to go every day. It's a 2 to 3 time a week thing. And if it's yoga, Pilates, spinning, there are a lot of other disciplines that people get into, and we think it's great. It's almost, we'd say that Orangetheory is a multivitamin, and then you go and you pick out your other things that you need. And I think that's what makes it unique. The challenge is just getting people to know that they can do the workout. That's been our biggest challenge, is to get people to feel comfortable to walk through the door and try it. It's still intimidating for most people. And so our goal is really to get out there and try to educate people just to come try it.
And I think just to talk more about that, I think it's crazy because I think the coolest thing about Orangetheory, look, I've done a lot of different workouts and you see a certain type of person in those workouts. And I could see where somebody would be intimidated. But one thing that I'm super proud of being a part of Orangetheory is you see all types. You see all ages. I mean, you would think where I go, particularly by my house, you would think it would be like a younger crowd. It's not. I mean, it's moms, it's dads. You see people that have been into fitness for a while. You see people, like me that just enjoy it. And then you see people that are just starting out. And those are the people that I make sure after classes, I'm just like, good for you. Like, good for you for even coming and not being intimidated. And I think that's the one environment that Orangetheory really creates for people is, yeah, it's a group base, but really you're going against yourself.
What about for you, Erin, with the sports industry? With sports journalism, is there anything that you would like to see really improve? Like, I know for me being in it, there's certain things that I think can get better. Do you see that on a week-to-week basis, especially when you're on the road and you're around different environments?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can deal with what you deal. I mean, I deal with a lot of people questioning, why are you there? I mean, she's only there because, she's a certain height, she's a female, yada, yada, yada. But I think it would be nicer to get more women involved. I mean, obviously, front office, I would love.
Well,
I'd love to be a GM for a day, I tell you.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be.
Oh, yeah. I'd hire Richard Sherman to help come make my decisions.
Absolutely.
He's one of the smartest guys out there. I would love him to be in charge of the league for a day just to see what would happen, right? But yeah, I mean, we have Sarah Thomas as one of our officials. What they've been able to do with athletic trainers. I love, seeing the females out there on the sidelines with athletic training. I just feel like more women, so it's just not a conversation because I can't believe we're still talking about this.
I know. Yeah.
The crazy thing is people, ask still to me, do you really like sports? I missed Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, all this stuff to be away from my family because I'm obsessed with it. So you have to love it to be doing it for this long.
What is the biggest, is there something that is the biggest challenge for you on a daily basis? Not necessarily being a woman, but what do you feel like is hardest for you being in sports, being a journalist?
I feel like it's just myself. Things have changed since I started. In 2004 really is when I started with ESPN, and things have really changed.
12 years,
obviously.
wow.
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
I was with ESPN for 8 years, and I've been with Fox for 5, so 12, 13. But it's changed a lot. But it's twofold. I like having the chip on my shoulder that I feel like people are doubting me because I feel like it pushes me. But at the same time, you still want to please everyone. But it's really myself because I'm the one that pushes myself. But I think that's been my biggest asset as well.
How about for you, Dave? Is there a challenge for you within fitness and fighting the stereotypes of, we want to be different than everybody else?
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned earlier, it's just trying to get people through the door to try it because
If they get in the door, you feel comfortable that you're...
We do, and I think a lot of the general public, they've had past experiences with different fitness offerings, and some of them are good and some of them aren't. But we feel like it's all about our customer experience, and if we get somebody through the door, really everything else will take care of itself.
Yeah. Erin, do you have, and Dave, this is also for you, but specifically with Erin, is there a one set of advice for a young journalist that wants to get in, especially with sports, that you would give them? And then also, is there anything that you would say you would do differently for your career starting up? Like maybe something that you would tell another young journalist, do this, I did something differently.
Yeah, I'm lucky because, I've mentioned my dad's my best friend, but my dad's also in television as well. He works for a local affiliate in Tampa. So I've grown up around it. I think when I told my dad I wanted to be a sports broadcaster, I think I was 7 years old. We were watching NBA on NBC, and Charles Barkley was giving it to Hannah Storm, and I was just like, first of all, I love that guy. Second of all, I want to do this for a living. My dad said, we all want to do that for a living. And then he said, don't. Go be a lawyer or a doctor. Thanks, Dad. But yeah, I was given, advice from my father how to kind of navigate through, but also a head coach had told me, you better get thick skin. And that's something I'm still trying to deal with. And look, everybody is. I mean, you talk to anyone in the public eye, and I was talking to
Especially
JJ.
athletes.
Yeah, and it's funny because they all act like it doesn't bother them, but I was having a really great candid conversation with JJ Watt before he hurt his back this season, and it was just like the haters on Twitter. And I told him about a quote I had read from an athlete that you can have an entire stadium cheering for you, but it's those two guys in their mom's basement that write nasty things on Twitter, and that ruins your whole day. And it's something I think all of us deal with. We just want everyone to like us. We want everyone to know how hard we work. So having thick skin is one, and definitely the other, especially female, but men too. You really need to study. You really need to, at the time that I wanted to go into this, all I was reading was about Florida football. And my dad said, there's more teams out there than the Florida Gators. Yeah, right? Yeah. So, really? And it was so well timed because I then got my first job with an NHL team and I didn't know anything about the NHL. So study and have thick skin. I'm still working on the thick skin.
Especially in social media, everybody is.
Yeah.
It's just one, there can be 100 comments and then one bad one, and it sucks.
Yeah, I try not to read after games, but then sometimes you slip up.
I know.
Like, why did I do this?
Yeah. Well, that means you're doing. You're on TV. Everybody's watching. That's a good thing. So
Yep.
I think we have plenty of audience questions. I just got the notice. Go ahead. Do you want to start it up, please? But by all means.
Hi guys, very nice to see you. So if I go to the gym, Erin, at Orange Fitness, will I get legs like yours?
Well, you know what, I will tell you, you will get legs like you want, because the one thing I was kind of always missing in my workout was cardio, and that was something people were saying, you get the cardio, you get the strength. The length, I don't know, but mine are bow-legged too. I don't know if you want that.
It was kind of a serious question to Dave, actually, because I have worked out and I do go to the gym and I do give it my best. And the person attention part sounds great because I need a lot of encouragement. What do you do about toning up the legs? What do you do? Nothing seems to change.
That's a good question. And as Erin mentioned, we're covering all different parts in the workout. So you're getting cardiovascular, but you're getting it in an interval training way. So we use a lot more power in the workouts, and we use power rowing as part of the workout. And we're talking about it moves your entire body, all the muscle groups. So for that leg toning, the rowing with the power, and then we do lots of floor work with kind of the stuff you're used to, the lunges and things. We use the TRX on the floor, and it works all your stabilizing muscles. So there's no perfect workout, but we're trying to give you the most well-rounded to give you the best results.
I've never used the row machine in my life until I started to go to Orangetheory, and I was doing it so wrong. Now I'm so proud of the calluses on my hands. It's awesome.
That's big time.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Hey guys, So I really like the name Orangetheory, mostly because orange is my favorite color. But I'm wondering where that name, the idea for the name, where it came from.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's yours.
What do you got, Dave?
That's a
He's
good
a Gator.
question.
No,
We're
I'm
both
kidding.
Gators, so
Are
it
you?
was easy.
Well,
Yeah.
And it goes along with Clemson today too, so we're really on a
Wow,
roll. But yeah, as I mentioned, the workout is based on interval training, and we're monitoring heart rate, and we get you into what we call the orange zone for at least 12 minutes. That's going to ensure that you burn more calories during the workout and 36 hours after. So the name simply came from getting you in the orange zone. That's the Orangetheory. And on the other piece, we wanted something that was going to stand out a little bit. And so in the very beginning, people will walk by or see us and say,
Yeah.
what the heck's Orangetheory Fitness? And maybe we can get them to kind of check in with us and see what's going on.
Love it.
Oh, look at that right there. There you go.
Hey.
There isn't more than Gator football. But I want to know, what's a better
Good
workout,
one.
Dancing with the Stars or Orangetheory Fitness?
Dancing is no joke.
Dancing with the Stars was physically the hardest thing and mentally I've ever done in my life. I lost 15 to 20 pounds. It's all cardio. I was basically eating Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's every day to keep weight on. They were padding the heck out of my costumes to make me look like a female. I look like a 12-year-old boy when I finished Dancing with the Stars. The one thing I wish I had back, though, was my abs. I was talking to Ginger Z about it on Good Morning America. You don't ever get abs like that until you do that show. It was insane how much weight you dropped on that show. And athletes, too. Chad Johnson, Cinco de Mayo was on what is?
Ocho
Cinco de Mayo, one of my favorite
No, it's a good holiday.
holidays.
Ocho Cinco.
Wow, Ocho
Yeah,
Cinco.
he lost
Cinco
a
de
ton of
Mayo.
weight.
A ton of weight. Von Miller did 2
Lost too
seasons
much.
ago. Yes, he was telling me, because they were in a contract negotiation, I was like, dude, are you a little worried about the weight loss? And he's like, he got voted off. And
Good.
yeah, he said it was good because it was helping him. But it hasn't hurt little Antonio Brown, that little cutie.
Antonio Brown's killing it as
Or
always.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great holiday. Aaron.
Wow, I
And it's
love it. I know.
Yeah.
I was born the day before, and I get so mad at my mom. I'm like, could you have held
May
me
5th.
in a little
Yeah.
bit more?
I love that we have a Gator jersey.
I know.
Yes.
With sequins.
Yeah, that's big time.
Bringing it.
I think we're out of time. Yeah, but I want to thank you guys so much for coming in. And Astor Place, you said right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally 1 block away.
Wow.
Opens tomorrow.
Well, I will be there, and I'll be hurting. So
We'll be
Do
looking
you do
for
it? You do
I
it,
do
right?
it. I've done it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a
Hell
great-
Week was no joke.
Yeah, I didn't survive that.
Yeah, the burpee,
Yeah.
that was the first day I
Burpees are
brought
killers.
Aikman in,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, this is insane.
Yeah, it's a killer workout. So
Yeah.
congratulations and on your
you.
partnership. And Erin,
Thanks.
you're doing the Super Bowl, right?
We're doing the Super Bowl. I mean, the worst part is, forget the Super Bowl. We have Green Bay, Dallas
know,
this
I know.
weekend. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I'm so pumped.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Yeah.
And congratulations again. Thanks so much for
Thanks
coming in.
so much.
I
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.